fall of 2023, we heard a lot of dire warnings about our upcoming El Nino winter. Look out, be ready, she's gonna be a dumpin'. Now as I record this, it's mid-March, officially spring, and we've only had 2 snowstorms that required plowing the driveway, each of them dropping about a foot. The most recent one was in early February. The snow was exceptionally wet and heavy, which means we finally got to build ourselves a decent snowman, but it was heavy enough that our trusty plow vehicle, the Baby Bear, broke. Yeah, that's not supposed to move. Now the saga of the broken Baby Bear is long and as yet unfinished, so we'll have to save that for another day. Meanwhile, March is feeling more like May. Sunny 40-degree days, and when it does snow, it's only an inch or 2 that melts off in a day. So much for El Nino. But then last week, the weathermen done plumb lost their mind. They were talking about the big one, the Albuquerque low, upslope conditions. Now I'll leave it to you to figure out what all those things really mean, but around here it means real big snow. We've actually heard all this hysteria once before, back in March of 2021. That was a La Nina year, in case you're keeping track. I actually did a Burt Thunderbottom video back then about winter storm skiggly. Winter storm Exley. But it turned out the weathermen were actually right. On March 14th of 2021, Pi Day, we got 30 inches of snow. We learned a lot from Lily, like the Baby Bear cannot plow 30 inches of snow. I'm sorry. It's too deep to go for a ride. Fortunately, I never followed through on my plans to sell our old snowblower after I bought said plow. It turns out that the snowblower can cope with huge amounts of snow, even when it's deeper than the handles. We got one row done. Good job, little snowblower. However, it's really slow going and it takes hours to clear the driveway. So on March 14th of 24, Pi Day, we had a better idea of what we were up against when we faced Winter Storm Who comes up with these stupid names? Sure enough, after a slow start, she was a dumpin'. Overnight, we got over 24 inches, and it snowed hard the whole day. By evening, the official total was over 3 feet. On Friday, the sun came out and we were able to take stock of the situation. We almost lost Lou the Moose. Where are you, Lou? Oh my stars. That's like 4 feet deep right there. I sent up the drone to see what the roads look like. Good news, the plows were out. Bad news, they were pushing 4-foot walls of rock-hard snow onto everyone's driveways. Job number 1 was to unload our more vulnerable roofs. Tammy gracefully hopped out the kitchen window onto the shed and got to work. What are you doing?
I fell out of the window.
It's a first step's a doozy. Meanwhile, I tackled the driveway. The fact that the bear was out of action was no concern. We learned the last time that it wouldn't do the job anyway. But this time, we had Cubby the tractor. I was really eager to see how it would move snow. While Cubby was able to easily scoop the snow, it couldn't really drive through it. And once it scooped it, there was nowhere to put it. Plus, the tractor was packing down that bottom layer of snow and turning it into a slippery mess. Why are you going sideways? After a few sideways slides and almost getting stuck, I realized that Cubby had zero chance of making it up our steep driveway.
There's no way it's gonna make it up the driveway. Okay. Plan B.
Once again, Plan B, our tried and true snowblower. As before, the snow was well deeper than the snowblower, but inch by inch, it powered through. Although the plow berm at the road was really tough.
Oh. This is hard. Hey, we did it! Woo!
No mail today. Just clearing the steep part of our driveway took 4 hours. I was spent, and so I called it a day. By 8:30 the next morning, we were both up and at 'em. Tammy clearing the snow off the porch roof, and me blowing snow off the rest of the driveway. After a couple of hours, the driveway was good enough, and I was able to get Cubby back out to play. Where Cubby really shines is moving heavy packed snow when it has plenty of room to move around. I realize this is exactly what our neighbors would need for breaking through those plow berms loaded up on their driveways. So Tammy and I packed up and headed out to dig out some neighbors. Because that's what you do in the mountains. We look out for each other. After helping out with 3 other driveways, Tammy and I were exhausted. But you know what? It's a good kind of exhausted. It's that tired that you get when you know you've done a lot of good work. And it feels alright. We'll see y'all next time.
1 week later.